Imagine Valentine's Day, a night of love and warmth, turning into a chilling nightmare. On February 14th, 2003, in a tiny Michigan town, a young woman stepped out into a blizzard to return a coffee mug to her neighbor. She was gone for just 47 minutes before her boyfriend reported her missing. The impossible part, she vanished from a house locked from the inside with every door and window secured. For 2 decades, the town whispered about what happened until a shocking arrest finally revealed the truth. Get ready to dive into a cold case that will shatter everything you thought you knew about a small, quiet community. Before we begin, please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more true crime stories. The coffee was still warm when Sarah Chen disappeared. It was Valentine's Day in Millbrook, Michigan, a farming community of just 847 people. A blizzard blanketed the town with 14 inches of snow. At 9:47 p.m., 23-year-old nursing student Sarah Chen waved goodbye to her neighbor Mrs. Vance and stepped into the snow. By 10:34 p.m., her boyfriend Derek Martinez was frantically calling the sheriff's department. Sarah had vanished from their locked house. The Vanishing Act. Sarah's boyfriend, Derek Martinez, called the Grasset County Sheriff's Department at 10:34 p.m., reporting that Sarah had simply disappeared. He told Deputy Wallace he had been waiting for her to return from next door. When he finally went to Mrs. Vance's house, he was told Sarah had left almost an hour earlier. He ran back to their shared house, but the front door was locked from the inside. The back door was secured with a chain lock, and every window was latched tight. Sarah's purse keys and cell phone were all at home. Sarah was gone, impossibly gone. Her disappearance began what would become the most frustrating investigation of a 22-year veteran's career. Initial investigation and contradictory clues. Deputy Wallace and his team arrived quickly, baffled by the locked house mystery. The blizzard had not let up, and the untouched snow around the house told an impossible story. No footprints led to or from the house, not even from Derek. The only marks were from Derek's panicked dash to Mrs. Vance's. The sheriff's department immediately considered foul play, focusing on Sarah's boyfriend. But Derek had a solid alibi. Mrs. Vance had seen him at her door frantically asking after Sarah. The only person with an unlocked house key was Mrs. Vance herself, who also had an airtight alibi. With no footprints, no signs of a break-in, and a boyfriend with a credible alibi, the case quickly went cold, leaving investigators with an impossible set of facts. A community torn apart. The town of Millbrook was a small, close-knit community. Everyone knew Sarah, a sweet nursing student who helped out at the local clinic. And everyone knew Derek, a quiet, hard-working logger. The mystery of Sarah's disappearance, with its impossible circumstances, tore the town apart. Suspicion, like a virus, began to spread. Some whispered about Derek, convinced he must have done it despite his alibi. Others defended him fiercely, pointing to the unblemished snow. The case became a wedge, splitting friendships and pitting neighbors against each other. For the families, the lack of answers was a living hell. Sarah's mother, a quiet woman, became a fierce advocate for her daughter, and Derek's mother, equally heartbroken, became his staunchest defender. The truth, it seemed, was buried under 20 years of snow and silence. An unexpected break in the case. In 2022, a new Grasset County Sheriff's Detective, Julia Reed, took a fresh look at the Sarah Chen cold case. A self-professed digital archaeologist, she meticulously combed through the original investigation's files. She found an old unlabeled VHS tape which contained shaky black and white footage of Sarah and Derek's house taken the night of her disappearance. The footage was grainy, but as she digitally enhanced it, she noticed something the original investigators had missed. In the background of a shot of the house's exterior, a subtle, almost imperceptible shadow moved. The shadow belonged to a car parked on the street. It was a 1999 Ford Escort, a chilling revelation. The car's shadow almost invisible in the low light, and the snow was the first concrete clue in 20 years. Reed ran the license plate number from a blurry screenshot of the tape, and it came back to a name that shocked everyone: Kevin Vance. Mrs. Vance's husband. He had a solid alibi, and he'd been one of the first people to offer help and comfort to Derek after the disappearance. As the investigation deepened, they found that Kevin had been having an affair with a younger woman in a neighboring town, a secret that contradicted his public image as a devoted husband. The alibi was a lie. He had lied to his wife about having car trouble to go meet his mistress. And it was then that they made an even more shocking discovery: a cold-blooded confession. Detective Reed, now with a new theory, re-interviewed Kevin Vance. Faced with the evidence of his car at the scene, Kevin's alibi of being with a mistress began to crumble. Reed confronted him with the possibility that the affair was a lie, a cover to hide a darker secret. Under pressure, Kevin finally confessed. He had been secretly obsessed with Sarah for years, watching her from his window. On that night, he had seen her walk into the blizzard, and in a moment of psychotic delusion had convinced himself that she was his, and that Derek was standing in his way. He lured her back to his house with a lie that she believed because he was her neighbor. He then held her captive in his basement for 2 days before suffocating her and burying her body on his family's remote hunting land. A community in shock. Kevin Vance's confession sent shock waves through the community of Millbrook. The man who had been a trusted neighbor, a pillar of the community, was a monster. He had attended Sarah's memorial services, comforted her mother, and even helped in the initial search parties, all while knowing exactly where her body was. The town, already fractured by the mystery, was now completely broken. The fact that the killer had been living right next door for 20 years was a horrifying reality no one was prepared to accept. Justice, though long delayed, was finally served, but it came at the cost of a community's innocence. Final part: justice and aftermath. The arrest and trial of Kevin Vance became a national news story. The community of Millbrook was a key piece of evidence, as every testimony from a neighbor, a friend, or a family member was a painful re-examination of a shared grief. The jury, faced with the overwhelming evidence of Kevin's confession, his motive, and the discovery of Sarah's remains, delivered a swift, guilty verdict. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. While this brought a measure of justice, it did little to heal the wounds he had inflicted on the community. Sarah's mother, after 2 decades of fighting for her daughter, was finally able to lay her to rest a moment of tragic, heartbreaking finality. The case of Sarah Chin became a cautionary tale about the dangers that can hide behind a neighborly facade and the importance of never giving up on a cold case. It was a story of a town's innocence lost and a mother's love that never faltered. The Grasset County Sheriff's Department, with the help of Detective Julia Reed's relentless work, had finally brought a monster to justice and a community to a new painful understanding of the word neighbor. The story of Sarah Chin is a powerful and unsettling reminder that the most terrifying monsters are not always strangers, but can be the very people we trust. This case highlights the importance of forensic advancements and the unwavering dedication of detectives who never forget a name. If this story resonated with you and you wish to explore more profound true crime and mystery narratives, please consider subscribing to our channel and hitting that notification bell. Leave a like and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your support helps us bring more compelling stories to light. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.